You sit down after a long day. Finally, the house is quiet, your phone is charging, there's nothing urgent left to do. And then it starts, that tightness in your chest, that whisper that says you're wasting time, that you should be doing something, anything. You tell yourself you've earned this, but your body doesn't believe you. Rest feels like stealing, like breaking a rule you can't quite name. This looks like productivity issues, but it's actually about something much deeper. Why does doing nothing feel like betraying yourself? Let me say this clearly. You're not broken. Your brain isn't failing you. This guilt isn't a personality flaw or a character weakness. It's a response, a learned one, and it makes complete sense when you understand what rest means to the part of you that's been trying to keep you safe your whole life. The guilt often starts with how you learned to earn love, not intellectually, viscerally. When you were young, affection might have come after accomplishment, after being helpful, after proving yourself useful. Your nervous system made a connection. Rest equals invisibility. Productivity equals belonging. Think about the child who cleaned the kitchen without being asked, hoping to ease tension in the house, or the teenager who took on extra shifts, not for the money, but to hear, "I'm proud of you." The brain learned early, your value is your output. And when output stops, so does your right to take up space. This wasn't conscious, it was survival. You found a way to feel secure in an unpredictable world. There's also the way rest can feel like losing control. When you're busy, your mind has somewhere to go. Tasks create structure, momentum creates purpose. But when you stop, there's suddenly space. And space lets other things in. Thoughts you've been outrunning, feelings you've been too tired to feel. The silence becomes loud. Your brain might create guilt to fill that void, because guilt is familiar. It's manageable. It's something to do. Imagine someone who scrolls their phone for hours, but feels anxious watching a single episode of a show. The scrolling feels productive somehow. The show feels indulgent. The brain isn't being logical, it's being protective. It knows that rest without distraction means sitting with yourself. And sometimes that's the hardest thing. But here's the part nobody tells you. The guilt isn't really about rest at all. It's about what rest represents. Permission, softness, need. For someone who learned early that needing things makes you a burden, rest becomes evidence of weakness. It's the moment you're not strong anymore, not independent, not the person everyone can count on. You might have grown up as the capable one, the one who didn't need help, the one who held it together. Rest threatens that identity. It suggests you're human, fallible, tired. And if you're those things, who are you? The brain holds tight to the guilt because the guilt holds tight to the version of you that survived. Then there's the internalized voice that says rest must be earned, that relaxation is a reward, not a right. You can hear it clearly. Finish everything first, then you can rest. But the everything never ends. There's always one more email, one more task, one more thing you could optimize. This isn't about discipline, it's about worthiness. Somewhere along the way, you absorbed the idea that your existence isn't enough, that you have to justify taking up time and space and oxygen. Maybe it was a culture that worships busyness. Maybe it was a parent who never stopped moving. Maybe it was a world that measures humans by metrics. The result is the same. You internalized a system where rest is a luxury, not a biological necessity. And luxuries, your brain believes, must be earned through suffering. And this is where it gets interesting. The behavior changes shape as you age, but it doesn't disappear. In your 20s, the guilt might show up as overworking, saying yes to everything, building a life that runs on adrenaline. In your 30s, it might become the inability to take a vacation without checking in. In your 40s, it might look like guilt for asking your family to let you sleep in. The feeling evolves with you. The core belief stays. You're watching the same wound express itself differently across decades. The young version of you used productivity to feel safe. The older version uses it to feel relevant. Same mechanism, different costume. What's really happening is emotional regulation through motion. Guilt is uncomfortable, but it's a discomfort you can control. You can solve it. Finish the laundry, answer the messages, clear the to-do list. Action becomes the antidote. Rest asks you to sit with discomfort you can't solve. Tiredness, emptiness, boredom, longing. Your nervous system prefers the familiar ache of guilt over the unknown territory of stillness. Guilt is an old friend. It tells you what to do. It gives you a mission. Rest is scarier because it gives you nothing but yourself, and yourself, unoccupied, might feel like too much or not enough. The guilt becomes a blanket, uncomfortable but yours, a strange kind of home. So you keep moving, you keep earning, you keep trying to deserve a break that never quite feels deserved. And here's what I want you to know. This isn't laziness failing you. This is a protection system that learned to associate rest with danger. Your brain isn't cruel, it's cautious. It watched you survive by staying useful, and it doesn't want to let that strategy go. The guilt is a guard dog that won't retire, even though the threat it's protecting you from might not exist anymore. Or maybe it does. Maybe rest still feels risky because the world still measures you by what you produce. You're not wrong for feeling this way. You're human, and this pattern makes sense. It always has. It's not something you need to fix or overcome. It's something you're allowed to understand, to sit with, to recognize as the voice of a younger you who needed to be busy to feel safe. You can thank that part. You can tell it that you're okay now, that rest won't erase you, that you're allowed to exist without earning it. And maybe, in this moment, that's enough.